Greetings and salutations. It is Monday, February 26th, 2024. This is CptWoozle. It's now 8 p.m. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Like I said previously, I'm continuing my Angular series where I try to build various things in Angular. I'll probably try to build a larger project with the new version of Angular, just because there are some things that I don't think is clear now that we've moved to kind of a standalone component piece. So I'm kind of building more and more pieces with standalone, but I find Angular can be a little bit easier than React to do some of this stuff. But not always. Anyway, so here is the job board that I want to try to build this week. The idea being is that you start off with basically the original 9 jobs, and then you have a load more button that you end up clicking, and from there you load another 6. So let's kind of go over the requirements real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something real quick. I've done this one before in React, and I've done it before in vanilla JavaScript. So it's not the biggest pain is dealing with some of the anomalies that are generated, and the anomalies being that what you end up running into is and we'll get to that. I'll talk about it. But where was I? Yeah, here. There we go. The requirements: the latest 9 job postings are displayed along with the company name, and YC222 is present. Is displayed at the top of the card. The is hiring text should be displayed in the center of the card. The date should be displayed. If the job metadata includes a URL, clicking a card should open the URL in a new tab. If the job metadata does not include a URL, clicking a card should open https news.y combinator, post in a new tab. Clicking load more should fetch and display the next 6 jobs. You should only fetch the metadata for the latest 9 jobs on load, and 6 more every time the user presses load more. And then date title from the Git is nearly always in the format. Company name, blah blah blah, is hiring. It's this. If you come across other formats, company names looking for, you can choose to either ignore these edge cases or handle them. So it's those edge cases that I've run into in the past. But again, I've done this in both vanilla JavaScript and React. It's all right. Just again to speed up how Angular works, I already started the Angular job board over here, and I haven't written any additional code for it. So let's go ahead and cd into this. Let's do ng-serve, not server, ng-serve, and just kind of load up what it looks like now. Let's do localhost 4200. And so here we have our Angular job board. Now I'm going to replace all of this with what they have. So right off the bat, let's stop our board. I've already opened it up here. We have our basic README. And I've done this before. There's nothing particularly new or fancy about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our main TypeScript file. Where is it at? Yep, there it is. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to start a little bit differently this time. What I'm going to have it do is I'm going to have it go ahead and get the jobs list and pull it in first on our main app.ts file. So let's grab everything here. We don't actually need the router outlet because we're really not going to use it, but we do want the HTTP client module. So we're going to want you. We're going to create our own small title piece. Let's go ahead and get our list of jobs. So we'll call this a job list, and we'll have it be a string array. Start off with that. And we'll do an ng on init, implements on init, and down we'll do an ng on init. And when it first starts up, we're going to go ahead and fetch our object. So we'll say this. Oh, I apologize. We need a constructor. We're going to pull in our private HTTP library. It's going to be our HTTP client. And we'll say this .http .get. Let's go ahead and create our job URL, jobs URL. Let's go ahead and pull it from here. And let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. So it should pull us back basically this JSON right here, which is just a string. So we'll just do a get to this URL, and we'll set the response type to JSON. We'll subscribe to it. We'll get the response of type string array. And then we'll pass that on to this job list is equal to response. Now again, I'm shortcutting a whole lot of stuff here that you probably should handle. So such as error checking in here, so forth and so on. But let's see. It's not jobs URL. You don't like that for some reason. No overloaded matches this call. Parentheses. Let's move you and call it fetch job list. Let's see. Object void, but you should be fine. Why are you grumpy about this? I wonder. No, you shouldn't be grumpy about this. This get URL response text dot subscribe observer or next. Yeah, no, this should be fine. Dot fetch job list. I think I'm missing something here. There's nothing to return. I guess it's jumpy about. I wonder. No. I wonder why. This should work. We've done it before. It's not assignable to value object void. This is unusual. It's really unusual. Instructor. No, because I did the exact same thing on exact. Unless. Let's do this. And let's put a debugger here. Let's start you up. Nope. Oh, hold on a second. I left a whole bunch of stuff over here. Yeah, we don't need any of this stuff. Go. And let's go to localhost 4200. Yeah, we're good here. An array. I guess they're not strings, they're an array of integers. So let's change you over to numbers. Really weird. Partial observer are undefined. Argument of type number is not assignable to type partial. That's so weird. Because we've done it before. This study get, and we get the response. If we do that, though, I wonder. Nope, still doesn't like it. Let's take a look at why. Let's hover over you. No overloaded matches. I wonder. I wonder. Because we've done this before. I could just ignore it. But let's not. So, no overloaded matches. Value object. Let's look up why. Because that seems dumb. Good. Really? You're gonna be dicks about this? This worked just fine before. So, we're not returning anything though. But let's do this. Again, this seems weird, but it's fine. I've done it as text before, and it never complained. Oh well. We don't need router outlet. We're not doing anything with it. So that gets our list of objects there. Let's create our initial cards. So once we init, let's do load initial cards. And what that's going to do is take job list, Let's call it displayed cards. And you're going to be equal to an empty array. We'll actually create string number. It's actually going to be a list of displayed cards. So this dot displayed cards is going to be this dot job list will slice from 0 to 9. So that'll give us our first 9 cards. And when we're ready to load more, we'll do this. Load more cards. We'll do let's do loading equals false. So we'll say this dot loading equals true. And there's not really much for us to do here. But we'll just say const chords is going to be equal to this dot job list, and we'll slice from this dot displayed cards dot length to this dot displayed list cards dot length plus 6. And I guess to keep it from doing magic numbers, we'll call it additional load, additional card amount is going to be equal to 6. So we'll do that plus this dot additional code. And before we do that, we'll say we'll do a couple things. Show load more button is equal to true, and we'll say right after we load in more cards, we'll say if I guess we need to check for if this dot job list dot length is equal to this dot displayed list cards dot length, then this dot show load more button equals false. So this will just hide the button when it's done, and then we'll just say this dot displayed cards. We'll do the spread operator to add more in. We'll take this dot displayed cards and we'll add in more cards, and we'll say this dot loading equals false. And I guess to make it look or seem pretty, we could put a set timeout around it. So let's wrap that. Let's do that. Though there's other ways in which we could do it too, but let's do a set timeout here. And we'll say give it 2 seconds. So let's create a couple components. Now I don't remember my ng commands, so let's go and look those up. Angular CLI create component. Ng generate component, and we can say standalone if I'm not correct. Yeah. So let's give it a try. Ng generate component in components slash we'll create a load more button components load more button. We'll create a single card, and then inside of that we also want a title. We'll call it a header component, and then finally we want a loading component. And do we want anything else? I don't think that I do. Let's go ahead and install Bootstrap, though. I had it. Yep, there it is. So while I'm here, let's go ahead and install Bootstrap. There we go. And then let's add it to our angular.json. Angular.json. Cool. Where is it? Styles. And then include it in our scripts. And now if we wanted to, we could install this. And I think I ran into this last time. The latest version of ng Bootstrap, I think you can force it, but nope, I guess it's fine. So let's come over here to our app and start building these pieces, putting them all together. So let's take a look. So we want a title component, then we have the individual cards. So let's say class equals container, div class equals row, and there should be a way to do this with Flexbox. Let's look up the CSS for that. CSS Flexbox. Three columns. So yeah, let's do a 3-column layout. Yeah, well, actually, since we're doing a row, yeah, I guess we could do it. Let's see. I wonder. So it's easier to do this with Flexbox, though I guess you could do it with any other CSS grid too. Let's do Flexbox, where it's 3 static columns. Let's kill you. Wow, this ad's gonna really be in the way. Display effects. It's not bad. So yeah. So let's go ahead and try that. So close. Container, 3 columns. Yeah. 3 columns. 3 columns. Calculate width, padding, and then yeah, that looks to be it. Not bad. And then inside of there, we'll do a bunch of the divs. So let's go ahead and that should give us our potential. Let's create the title real quick since it's pretty easy. I don't need a spec. I'm not doing any tests for this. The HTML is literally just, what is it? HN jobs. We'll use an H1 tag. This is kind of useless for a header. Yeah, this is kind of useless, like for a header. But I mean, I guess if you had a more complex header, you could use it. Let's come over here. Container div class equals row, and then app header, import it. Let's go ahead and start it and see what this all looks like. Back over here. Fresh. There's our jobs. Let's push it down a little bit. Margin top of 4. Let's do the load more button. So we'll take away our spec again. You'll come in here. You'll be a column. Div class equals call text center. And we'll do a button. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Button dash. Oh, I don't know what the bootstrap buttons are anymore. Bootstrap buttons. There they are. Button. Let's use primary. Button primary. Load more. And click is going to be equal to tell parent load more. And let's create this. So you're going to have an output that is going to be an emitter. So we'll just call you load more. You're going to be an event emitter. You're really not going to emit anything. Yeah, new event emitter. I guess we have to do something. We'll just do a Boolean. Load more, yeah. Sure. Import, and then we'll create our function here called tell parent to load more. And this is just going to this.load more.emit. True. Yeah, I don't really care. It's called load more component. And then we'll do the hiding up here. So there's the div for that. We'll create another div class equals row here. Let's margin top it 3. And then we'll do an app load more button. And very specifically, we want to capture the load more. And what will that trigger? Load more cards is equal load more cards. There really isn't anything that I want to capture, but I do want to do an ng if here, ng if, come on, show load more buttons, cool. Import ng if, so it'll only show the button when we have cards to load. What does that all look like? There's our load more, what have you. I guess we could see whether that works real quick, but I don't know if there's a need to just yet. We'll troubleshoot it all when we're done. On the HTML side, let's go ahead and create a loading. So we'll use this component actually multiple times. Each of the cards will have their own kind of loading. You could, I guess, do it multiple times. You could have it so that it loads individually, one by one. But I'm going to do it this way. So div class equals container, then div class equals a row. We're going to put them all in their own container. The div class equals do I want type of, guess I want to do some type of loading icon. Yes. I guess. See what I can make. I looked around a little bit before and I didn't see a loading icon that I particularly loved. I don't know. The Yeah, I don't know. Let's look around. Angular loading spinner. We just use component 2. I don't hate this. Yeah, I don't hate that. It actually didn't look too bad. Styles, and then when we want to use it, imports, ball, scale, multiple. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Inside a container. Oh. Take a look. Okay. Loading awesomeness. All right. I don't know. Let's go with something slightly different. We have a cat, and our cat loves to walk in front of us. So let's do call. Let's do a text center here. Let's do. wonder, does Bootstrap come with the loading icon? I don't know if it does. I did like this NGX spinner. Construct private spinner. NGX spinner. You know what? Let's use it. Why not? Let's stop you. Let's grab this. Let's see. We need to add you to our angular.json. Let's come over here to angular.json. Add you in. And now wherever we want to use it, I want to use it in two places. I guess this is a little redundant though, so let's go back up to here, and if let's import it here. It did not load it for me. Oh, there it goes. There we go. So now it loaded it, and when we want to use it, because I like the example there, because we're going to use it inside a container. Let's test it out real quick. We'll play around with it just a little bit. Start the spinner, yeah. So then here we'll do an NGX spinner. Loading component here. We'll do an NGX spinner. Loading awesomeness. All right, we'll just take the whole thing. On this one, we also need to load the NGX spinner here. I'm missing it. There it is. NGX spinner module, import you. Then let's load you. TS. Yeah, we need the constructor here. Private you. And I guess we could just do this .spinner.show. I guess that would work. I don't have anything in here. Let's play around with it. Let's just throw it in here. Let's do app. Loading? Import. Let's test this out. I've already done that. ng serve. Let's see if it breaks a thing. It didn't. Nope. Not quite. Unexpected synthetic property disabled found. Browser. I think I need to import something. I do. It looks like it requires me to import this. The browser animation modules. And yeah, no, there's something else. See. So I think I might need to move this into the main app. Let's see. Browser. 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 Loading. Let's try adding it in here. Already loaded. Let's stop one. I guess. Now I'm unsure. This is the downside of using it with some of the others. So it wasn't really meant to be used inside of this. I wonder. Let's look for NGX spinner. So NGX spinner standalone, yeah. Inside of standalone, in your main, use the following: import providers for root, provide animations. Aha. So we come over here to our main TS app. App config, where are you? There it is. Providers, routes. So we need to come here and say that. Import. Okay. And so now console providers for the browser module have already been loaded. So I guess I need to take you out of here. No need for you. And then I guess no need for you either. Okay, that's kind of what I wanted. Need to fix you. Full screen equals false. But you're in a container. I think that might be my fault. Let's look. Container. Oh, it's because you're a container. Let's put you, since you're already in a row. Let's put you as not in a container and just in a column and see if that's nicer. You're still taking up way too much. Full screen is false. Let's see. Let's look for, where was I? I want the NGX spinner. And let's try. This doesn't even have 17 support. Working dinner. Multiple spinners? I don't quite need that. I just want the inside container. Card body, full screen, false, size, medium. No, that should be it. Let's take a look. Set timeout. This.spinner.show. Size, small, medium. You decided to trigger it anyway. I wonder if we do this instead. I wonder if we just put you in a div. I want to mess around with this. Let's do this. Style equals width of 400 px. Nope, you still made yourself giant. I wonder if it's me. Maybe I'm putting it in the wrong place. If I put you inside of a column. So I was going to use it anyway. Inside of a smaller area. No. Nope. Let's go and use another angular spinner. There's a point where, like, it's just not worth it. Yeah, there's a point where it's just not worth it. Yeah. Progress spinner, angular material. Da, da, da. Yeah, it's all right. Let's take a look. So there's this one right here. It doesn't say loading at all. Well, let's give it a try. Let's take it. Loading component. Let's take you out. Let's clean up this. I'm not using you. I'm not using you at all. Job board. Yep, there we go. And that's just much simpler and easier to do. Show code. Colors, growing, alignment, flex. There we go. So we could do that. Go back over here. Much better. Now we can use that whenever we want to show and or hide. So you would be here anyway. Div class equals row. Div class equals call. And we could just drop you smack dab in the center. And we'll only do an ng if loading. And ng if show more buttons or and loading and not loading. Yeah, I guess that will work. We'll see. And then finally, we'll actually get the cards. So let's get that working. Now, again, like I said, I've already done some of this work before. So let's take a look. Let's use the div class equals card from Bootstrap. Card. We'll use the card example. We'll take this. This. And for each of the cards. There are a couple things that we're going to want to do here. So, and I don't know if this is the most efficient. I guess the efficient would be, yeah, I guess you could have each one. I don't think it's the best approach. It's kind of a lazy approach. Private HTTP equals HTTP client. And when you load implements on init, and when this loads, you're also going to accept an input of the what is that? Thing? Oh yeah, the job number. Type number is set to 0. So if no job number, just return. Let's make sure you work, and then there's more details about this somewhere. Yeah. Job board. So it will reach out, it'll get it, and then it will get it from here. Item, and swap that out. Otherwise, the const URL is going to be equal to, we'll use that, and we will replace you with whatever the job number is equal to, this job number. So that's the JSON that it'll reach out to. And when it gets it, you're going to have to kind of break it apart. So we'll call this the job info, and I don't really know. It's not really, it's a giant string, isn't it? Well, let's take a look at one of the jobs and see. So if we take you, Hacker News, let's open you up in a new tab. Hacker News item /.json. Nope. Let's grab this URL and then change it. Let's grab you. Let's come down here and paste you. Grab you. Grab you. That. That. And that. Let's take a look at these again. 3.9. Okay. Oops. I messed that up. There we go. So we get this JSON object, which includes a title type URL. So this is the raw data. So let's come over here like I've done so many other times and create a potential interface. Though you guess we could make it into a class too under app components. Let's do a directory and call you interfaces. Let's do a new file we'll call job.ts. Yeah. And so export interface job. File. Yeah, I am. Job.tx export. Did I misspell you? I did. interface. And let's take a look at what that included again. That included the buy. Let's come back over here. And you included, I guess, a buy, which is a string, an ID, which is a number, score, which is a number, time, which is a number, title, string, type, string, URL, string. Card. So we now know that we're going to get this job, and we can just do the same thing we've done over here. We'll break it off into smaller pieces. Get single job. Paste you down here. This, it's going to be of type job. Import. Get single job. Nothing to do. This dot get single job. This dot. It's just job URL. No this. And subscribe responsive type job. Job intro is equal to type job or null type. Set it equal to null to start. And then this dot job equal info equals response. It's not an array, it's just a type job. So I already know that this is going to be a pain with the title. So we need to parse the date time. There's a bunch of little things. Let's just paste it in for now and see what we get. Let's take a look at what it should look like. So I'm going to move you over to the right. View off screen. So the job title is just going to supposedly be the title. Let's actually see what the data looks like first. I guess I've already looked. So, but we need to take title and split you up, don't we? I think we do. Yeah. All right. So, I guess the better approach for this is to turn it into a class. Models. Yeah, we'll call you models instead. Not a file. New directory models. New file. Job.ts. Export class. Job. You're going to have a constructor. Most of this stuff should be movable. No need for interfaces anymore. Job object of type object And we still have all of this. If it exists, and since we have them down here, we need to break this up into the proper text and the date, time, so forth and so on. So this .id, bring you all back by let's do this ID. It's going to be equal to job object if it exists .id. This .score, this .time, this .title, this .type. It's equal to job object if it exists the score or no. Let's do this one. Time. Then we'll do the rest of the cleanup afterwards. Because we're going to create text and then what we're going to call parsed date of type date. Yeah. We'll get to you in just a moment. Time, title, type, URL. And text. I will call you the parsed title. String. And so once all of this is set, we'll say this dot parsed title is going to be equal to, we're going to take this dot title, we're going to substring it from 0 const. We're going to call this an is position. Again, now I've looked at this before. There are a couple times where there's this wording in here for is. So we're going to take it, we're going to lowercase it first, and we're going to find the first index of the word is. And then we're going to just substring it from 0 to is position -1. And that's going to be the parsed title. This dot text is going to be equal from this dot title. We're going to go from is position to this dot title dot length. The substring. And then we're going to take the parse date time and say this is going to be equal to new date of x this dot time. What are we going to be about? I will change you to any. I'll get rid of the spec. Let's take a look here first. So what I want you to do is we'll do an ng app card which is going to be an ng4. Let card equal let card of what did I call you? Job list. I'll call you job of job list. And in here, you're going to be job number equals job. You're grumpy about something. You don't exist anymore. Import job. That's done. That's done. Let's stop you. Let's rerun you. That works just fine. Where is my page? There we are. Job board. And we have a breakpoint here. So let's see if it did the things correctly. It's just massive. It's just massive. Type. Time. Title. Let's do this. That's not quite right. This of type. So let's do this. Let's create an interface. Let's come back and recreate my new interface. Call you incoming job.ts. And you're going to be this. We'll call you export interface incoming job. Parsed. Nope. Nope. Yes. Okay, so you're going to be called incoming job. Incoming job. Incoming job. You're going to be of type job, and you over here are going to accept an incoming job. And then you're going to be a new job response. All right. So now when we refresh this .job info, there's my parsed date. There's my title. Cool. Everything's parsed, and we just have to display it based on what we had over here. So we need the card title. Let's text center you. And you're going to be job info dot title if you exist, and is hiring the blah 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 blah. So yep, so you're going to be job info dot text if it's available. What were the other requirements? If present is displayed at the top of the card, we're already doing that. Should be displayed in the center. The date in which should be displayed at the bottom of the card. We'll put that in the footer. Clicking on the card I see. So we need to make the card. Optional clickable. I wonder. I don't know if we can make it optionally clickable. I guess we could use a different card. We could use a different card. There's two ways in which we could do that. We could either create a whole other component, or we could just duplicate this. Let's do this. Let's double check. So if the job so no matter what, they all open. Never mind. So it's not a matter of that. It just depends on where they open. If includes a URL, clicking on the card should open the URL in a new tab. If the job metadata does not include a URL, so I'll do a click equals, we'll just call open job URL. And we'll just do a target new open URL. I don't remember. I remember doing a lot of routing. Angular, open link in new tab. It might just be that. A click go to link. Yeah, I guess it's just window.open. So we'll do say this const URL is going to be equal to this .jobinfo dot URL if it's set, or what was it? If it's not set, this host ID, or and then it's the ID. So it would be $? This .jobinfo dot ID. .id. Yep. Target blank. So you'll open no matter what. I think I'm missing somewhere. Div class card footer. Yeah, there it is. And we'll text center you, and we'll do jobinfo dot parse the date. Let's make sure you work. Let's take away the debugger. Don't need you. What I also wanted to do is the following. Let's do this. Let's do an ng container and do the following. Ng. Put the card here and do another card here. Card body. And do two of the following things. And again, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do this. We'll say loading is false. and we'll do ng if, come on, loading, and we'll do an ng if not loading. Sorry, should be loading equals false, not loading colon false. And then we'll do this dot loading equals true. This dot loading equals false. And inside of here, we'll do app loading. Let's see what that looks like. Go somewhere. Is. It's not terrible, but it's loading way too many things. So let's refresh. We haven't hit load more yet. That text center u margin bottom 3. Yes, I know what I did. I changed how this looked. We'll call this the getDate function, and you're gonna return the following. We're gonna say this .jobinfo.parseDate.getMonth. I'm gonna say +1. Slash this dot jobinfo.parseDate dot getDate slash this dot jobinfo.parseDate dot get full year. And yeah, I think that should be all right. Yeah, you might possibly be undefined. I think I'm okay with that. But you are grumpy about it. I guess you're not. Or date dot get month. 1970. That's not quite right. I think I ran into this before and it was just grumpy. Is hiring, is currently hiring. Yeah, I ran into this. This is the weird stuff. Is hiring, is hiring. So let's take a look at my logic because it's not quite right. This dot substring, it's lowercase. 0 to is. All right, so stop. Position 16. I think it's because I'm using the wrong. I think I'm using the wrong thing. I am parsed title. And then let's remove the debugger. And now no need for you anymore. Yep, there we go. Is hiring, blah, 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 blah. The date's still not quite right. And we're still loading too many things. 1, 2, 3, yeah. It should only be loading 9. So we should not be using job list. We should be using displayed cards. That's why. So that's my fault. So once we finish loading it, we need to call this .load initial cards. And that should give us our 9. We click load more. Should give us a 6 more. Yep. I think the only thing that I need to correct here is the change over to 1970. Let's see what he did on the job board. Yeah. Time. Let's put a breakpoint in here and see. Okay. Ooh. Converting. Now that's unhappy. Let's convert Unix timestamp to date. Thought we could just do new this, but I guess we need to multiply it times 1,000. So I'm wrong here. So let's refresh you and see what that does. Nice, 2024. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. We can get rid of this debugger because I'm already getting the hours and the other stuff. And so now 02. I guess we could clean that up a little bit. Let's make it look a little nicer. Just a little bit though. Get month. What is it in JavaScript? It is get JS get month with leading 0. Thought it already included that, but I think I guess that works. So we could say less than 10, 0. So let's go back to our code here. Is going to be get month. Ooh. Let's do this. Const. job month is going to be equal to the stump job month of this. Take the entire thing plus 1. And then we will say if it's, what is it, less than 10? Then if it's less than 10, I guess we could do this. Um, um, that is the job month const plus leading 0 is going to be equal to, I wonder if there's an easier way to write that, but you know, let's not worry about it past the point. Just no need to do the recalculation. Is equal to job month less than 10. Then let's do this. Job month less than 10, then plus job month. Otherwise, job month. We'll say job month plus leading 0. Job month plus leading 0. There it is. So there's that. Let's double check all the specs. We show the last 9. It's displayed. Is hiring. Oh yeah, we haven't checked the open URL. It looks like it's working. We should probably change it. We should probably change it so that it probably change it. Oh, we should, one, let's add some padding down here. Margin top 3, margin Y3. That'll give padding on both the top and the bottom. Let's see. Take a while to load. Take a while to load. Take a while to load a few more. Take a while to load a few more. We should probably uniform the size, if anything. And we should probably add some CSS for the cards so that cursor pointer. So that'll make those a pointer, which is what we want. And I guess we should uniform the size. Let's do height of, I don't know. Let's do an inspect here and see how big you are. Card looks to be about 162. So let's make you a min height of, let's do 250. It's kind of wide. It's kind of tall. Let's still do 200. So then everything fits. Yep. that should work. So then that's their job board. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Let me double check though. Load more should fetch the next 6 jobs, which it does. It's made, we checked that already. We displayed the date, includes the URL. We say the is hiring text and the YCC in the text. There's this weird which is currently hiring. I didn't quite know how to deal with that because it seems like it's not always consistent. We could add in some additional checking into that. Yeah, no, I think this is all right for the job board. I think I should try. I see. I should adjust the dates there as well. Yeah. Const. We'll call you job day. Is equal to do the same thing. Job const job day plus leading 0 is going to be the same thing. And probably the better thing to do would be to move this into a series of other functions. If job day less than 10, I should do this because it gets grumpy about this. This will say this or new date dot get date. Yeah. This 24 load more. Yeah, I think that solves that. Let's load a few more. That delay is kind of long. We can shorten it. But I think otherwise we're good. I think I'm going to try for something a little bit more complicated later on with this version of Angular, because a lot of the standalone stuff is a little new. So I want to try and play around with all of that and see what happens. But this is the job board. It could probably be done faster now that I know what I'm looking for. I think the only thing that took me a little longer was I decided to play around with using the NGRX or NGX spinner, and my decision to use a class rather than just kind of parse it in-house. I could have just parsed it inside the card, but I decided to create a whole little interface and then a separate constructor, and then it didn't take long. It just took longer than, it had a few moments to it all. But this should be perfectly fine, and this solves the request for the job board. So here is the job board from front end eval. Supposedly it's going to take 120 minutes. I think it took me about an hour and a half, but that's because I talked and did a bunch of other stuff rather than just getting it done. They don't have really a creating a solution in Angular, but this is it. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to do any more front-end evals this week. I will think about what I want to make next with Angular, just because. And I could do an older version of Angular, but I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to stick with this and play around with the standalone features and aspects of it. So, all right. I think I'm going to leave it there for today. It's kind of short, but that's because this didn't take very long. And I'll poke around and see what other interesting projects I can do in Angular. I could always do how you could use Auth0 or Cognito in Angular with this latest version. And again, it's probably going to be very similar, but there might be some new things. I just haven't played around. This standalone thing is new. A lot of the older approach was to drop it inside the kind of combined components or module. So this new approach is kind of nice, but at the same particular point, it does create some unique difficulties. Let's go ahead and update the README here. Angular job board. Angular job board. It is based on this. I don't need to build. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and commit this, put this up on my GitHub, and kind of go from there. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is 9:36 p.m. on February 26, 2024. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. You have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I'll see everyone on Friday, hopefully with a new project in Angular that'll take a bit longer. I'm sorry for the kind of shortened content for right now. Anyway,